Hi everyone. In this session, we will work on this particular part, which is the My Courses page. It is going to contain three conditional views. It will be not logged in, but no books or no courses, or logged in with courses. So we'll see how that works again. So I'm gonna uh, this one we did not even configure this to initiate the login dialog. So we'll do it from here. So once we log in, okay. Yeah, you can see once I logged in, there's my courses, there's a list. I also put a hello world down here. I should really have that removed. Um, and if I go in there and delete the two courses that this thing has bought, I'm gonna go into the database and find my that's Jiang Yao Kai 1, I think. Jiang Kai 0, sorry. I'm going to go to Jiang Kai 0. I'll demonstrate how to do that. I find myself Jiang Kai 0. You could either find it through browsing, or you could just search for it. You could search for it where the username is equal to Jiang Yao Kai 0. And that gets us here. And you can see we have orders, we have some payment records, we have some courses. Let's delete both of them. We can't actually delete it over here, so we would have to go to the account has course page, and then in that case, we'll copy the ID from here, get rid of the filter by doing this, go back to account as course. We would search for the account ID. I mean, if you want, you could also search like account's username is equal to Jiang Yao Kai 0. That also works. So those are the two records of the stuff that we bought. Once we delete that and we refresh this page, you can see now we have the course library awaits thing here. Okay, so that's the empty state. So let's make this work. All right, so first of all, it's no longer just a plain view. We should put in a the word on top, the my courses thing on top, and then a divider, and then in the bottom we will have the conditional view. First of all, we need the thing to be go from top to bottom. We'll add text on top. We'll have a actually we need a box first, a view, so that we have the border down here. Let me get rid of that. Put in a view. You can press F, stands for frame. Put a view over there. Adjust its sizing. So we'll make it 100%. And the height is going to be fixed to 44, which is the same height as this guy here. Okay, and then within it, we'll get rid of the background color. We'll have a border at the bottom only. And the border's color is going to be our faint gray. I think this is the one. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, now we see that. It's good. Okay, and then we put in the actual thing. And this guy, we will have it to the alignment to the top left. And the content is just going to say my courses. And we will use the same fonts as everywhere else. So plus Jakarta Sans, and this is a bold one, and size 16, and the height is 25. That's all normal. it should be left aligned. And that's about it. So that looks good. We do have some color, background color here. So let's get rid of that. Now this looks better. And then we do need to put in a conditional view. So let's find our conditional view and drag it in. At this point, it's stuck to the top. We don't really want that. We want a gap between those two things because it looks bad. And the gap has to be, the same number as this gap over here. Otherwise, it looks weird. So we select the view, add in the gap of 34, and now they line up. Ideally, these gaps should have, we need a style to store these things so we don't have to enter it all the time. And if we change one place, everything gets changed altogether. But unfortunately, we don't have that yet. So we'll give it 100%. And inside, we'll have 3 cases, as I explained. The first one, we'll call it not logged in. And then we'll get a second one, call it empty. And the last one has courses. Okay, so let's move it. So the value of evaluation always goes from top to bottom. Any case gets matched, it would take effect. We stopped evaluating everything underneath that. So not logged in is one and empty is the other one. Okay, so we'll say that the logged in user is no. That'll be the and then empty is logged in users courses count is not greater than 1. So let's just say equal to 0. And then everything else it's gonna fall through, and then we're gonna end up in the has courses part. We'll test that later, but for now, let's just stick with this. Not logged in. We should show the little. I think we should show little. Let's log out. Yeah, this little icon with a login thing here. Okay. So let's put in a little icon. Ooh, that's pretty large. And then we have a button that just says login. Okay. The image obviously is not going to be so huge. It's just a little icon. So that is going to be fixed in size 48 times 48. And we will upload this book thing. We use SVG here because SVGs are, we'll do full image. Yeah, because SVGs are much smaller in size than PNGs. This particular one that we have is 700 bytes, so less than a kilobyte, right? And if you're doing a PNG, that might take you several kilobytes. Okay, and then we need to line this thing up better. So let's give it a gap. We also want a little bit of, one way we can do it is through padding. The other way is we can just put them in the center. Okay, so that looks good. And in terms of size, the height of this is just going to be fixed to 180. And then we get rid of the background color. Okay, so this now looks... actually, no. This one has a background color, which is our fancy faint gray. All right, so let's add that to the theme. So we call it faint gray background. Okay, and the actual code is F4, F4, F4. And let's go back and assign this color to our little new guy over here. Okay, cool. That's what we want. And we need to deal with the button over here, obviously. So that's gonna say, oops. login, and we'll also make this just fixed in size because the content of that, whoops, that's one more digit than I was looking for. Okay, so and also the login's background color should disappear, should have nothing. We get rid of that. And then the color itself is just gonna be the fancy black. Yeah, the fancy black. The font will stick with the same. We should stick with the same one. And oh, we also need a border of some sort. So let's add that one. We need a border, and the color is going to be this fancy-ish black. And it has a border around everything. And in terms of radius, I think it's taking shape. Right, this is already taking shape. We'll configure the action later, but for now we'll just stick with this. And obviously we should have our mirror out, and we should look at what's in here. Okay, so that looks nice. And then we'll go to the empty case. So the empty case is going to have the exact same dimensions as everything else, as the previous one. So this one, let's do 300 and 180. I mean, you could also do 100% because it's going to be the same thing. The whole thing is 100. Actually, 100 is going to be better choice here. 100%. And then we also have things in the middle. We'll put in another icon and make this 4848. 4848. We'll upload our icon, which is this rocket launch thing here. Cool. And it is a bit too dark for my liking. So I guess we can just turn the opacity down a bit. Yeah, it's not entirely nice, but let's just turn the opacity down a bit to mimic the effect of like um, a grayish thing. And we'll have no background color. Ooh, sorry. Turn the opacity down a little bit more. Okay. So that's our little rocket launching, and then we will put some words over here saying your course library awaits. Okay, cool. Missing a gap, sticking with the same thing, gap shall be 16. And then we have the same background color as the previous one, so that's good. So take a look. If we do log in, I'll just sign up. Bad entry for sign up. Maybe we want could it be that I forgot to configure this? Let's take a look. Not logged in. We have a login button that does the model. Excuse me. This would show the different model, and this thing has valid input, is not null, and these two things should match, is greater than or equal to 8. That should be correct. That's the sign up user input, sign up password reentry. That's very odd. Well, to debug that, one thing we could do is just to put something over here and then have it show the actual conditions. So we'll do a condition, and if the inputs sign up user input is no, we just say username no, otherwise username not no. Okay, so that's one. And then we just add another conditional data here for password match. So this one's going to say password match, but we'll go for the inputs. Sign up password input is equal to sign up password re-entry input, so password match. Otherwise, password mismatch. Okay, so that's cool. And then lastly, the length of it. So let's add another space. So we call this, oops, get rid of this, the length. The length. I think I can type. String length. Okay, string length of your password is greater than, actually greater than or equal to 8. Data is long enough. Otherwise, we'll just say not long enough. Okay, so let's see what this shows up us. Username no password match, not long enough. Okay, that's exactly what I expected. Username not no password match, obviously. Password mismatch. Yeah, okay. So it can't exceed 10. So we have a bug in there. Okay. I'm just gonna sign up. Here we go. Your course library awaits. That's exactly what as expected. I shall have that bug fixed soon. Okay, so now we're done with this part. Last at the end, we're gonna do the actual course list. Now, this is going to be it's going to contain a list, so we will change the width to 100% as we did previously. And in terms of height, this time it's going to be fit. And we will add in a list. The list, let's say, is going to have height is going to be, let's do fit, but yeah, let's just do fit. It's easier. And width is 100%. Get rid of its background color. And we also want to get rid of the background color for the conditional view as well. Okay, so now it's all completely white. We have a picture, and then we have a name that we need to show. So for the picture, we just put in the image. The image, I don't know why it's giving me 0, but it's probably something strange. But we'll just have the image to go to fit, and then the width is going to be 100% of the entire thing. Did I add it to the wrong place? I probably added it to the wrong place. I should put it in here. Yes, okay. So the list items height should also be fit. Okay, and inside it, we should also add some text. And the whole thing should be aligned to the top right. I think the hierarchy here is a little bit off. Yeah, I need to move this guy inside here. Okay, there we go. It goes in there. This is we're gonna bind it Oh, we can't bind it because we haven't set the data source of this list yet. And as this points out, this component has no data source. And if you click, it's actually not going to go anywhere because we're already here. So in this case, we will look at account has course, and let's just limit it to 10. And we'll go so that the owner account is equal to the current logged in user. And now we can set this to the name of the course, title. And we should also adjust a little bit the, we need to adjust the gap. Maybe not. We don't care about the gap. But the course name, let's rename this to course name. Height is gonna be fit with oh, that's wrong. That's the list item. I need this guy. Course name. Yeah, so width is gonna be 100%, and we have it aligned to the left. Same font, slightly bigger, and it's gonna be bold as well. The color of this is also going to be that. Okay, we're missing another theme color, so we'll add that. We call it a gray for text. And we'll have it 52, 52, 5B. All right. And in here, we can now choose this guy. Okay, so that's good. And the actual list is not going to be uploaded because it's dynamically chosen. So that's very similar to what we did with the course list. We'll just choose the course's cover image, and that should be everything. Let's test it out. All right, we go to Mira, and you can see your course library awaits, which is fine, except that we want to test the other case. So let's add ownership to the other case. Account has course. We will add in a account and one of the courses, and then we'll just add one course, refresh the whole thing. Oh, by the way, new changes are coming to the debugging experience. It's gonna make it so much better. But for now, we'll just refresh it. We'll fetch the data. Now you can see that here. Okay, so this is fine. But I do want this to show the entirety of the text. So that's not good. So let's make the height fit multi-line. And now this should be, yeah, now it's much better. Looks more normal. And then let's see if we added another one. So we just add another entry. We only have one account here. It's fine, but we'll add some other book, some other course. 3. Okay, so now if we refresh, we should see 2 items. Okay, cool. Now I have 2 items. And that is all for this time. And is there anything that we need to change? Do we need to add a little bit of gap to the list to make it look nicer? Probably not. I think this looks good enough. And that's it for now. For the next session, we'll build the detail page for each course. Oh, we also should fix this. You can see this is scrolling past that. So that is an indication that our Z index is a bit off. So instead of that, we'll set it to something. Everything else is by default like 0. So now if I scroll, it doesn't cover the top bar. Cool. Thank you very much.